To our school year with the normal August temperatures. No cool downs anytime soon, and our mornings actually are a little bit on the hotter side because we are starting out dry. Cloud cover, some rainfall doesn't really get going until the more midday and afternoon hours. And what rain is still left on radar, a couple of showers that had been right around Thibodaux, Labatteville, and more so toward Pinkerville and Donaldsonville, winding down on the North Shore. Had some storms that are around the Franklinton area. Still some pockets of moderate to heavy rain, though it looks like much of the lightning has been winding down, which means the storms are weakening. In fact, we had a lot more activity well offshore than we did inland, and rain coverage today is about 40–50%. So not everybody saw the rain, but did get some big soaking showers in the metro area. Mostly cloudy skies, but some sunny breaks at the moment out toward the airport. 87s, though, feels like 97. And the dew points are definitely coming up a little bit more. Our high today was at 94 just after noon. About 2 hours and 1 minute later, that was the low for the day, 76, as we did pick up almost 3/4 of an inch of rain at Kenner. That's the most we have seen so far this month. Temperatures at the moment 70s, 80s, and a couple of lower 90s, depending upon whether or not you just saw or are getting rainfall at the moment. Dew points are a little bit higher, and unfortunately they will be kind of holding steady over the next couple of days and then increasing a bit more as we head into next week. Also next week might start to see an upper high building in, which could send temperatures into the mid-90s, so we might start nearing those criteria for a heat advisory, but that wouldn't be until next week. Scattered showers through tomorrow, and then a little bit more limited for this coming weekend. It also looks more humid and drier next week, and there are indications of more activity in the tropics in the coming days and weeks, which is expected, but at the moment, no threats to the Gulf. Here's what's happening right now. We are getting more and more of these upper troughs and an upper pattern, which is more fall-like. Once we start getting into the colder air and we start tapping into that air mass in Canada, then we start getting the fronts, which may be about a month and a half away. Hopefully this is a sign of maybe an earlier start to fall. That'd be great. Right now, though, what the upper troughing is helping to do is helping to bring down that, what we talked about, the drier air, not necessarily at the surface, but kind of throughout the atmosphere, which is why, while we can still see some downpours, they're not the big soaking summer rains that we could easily see this time of year. Rain, for the most part, coming to an end. Wouldn't be surprised to see a couple of showers pop up here and there as we continue through the evening and night. Tomorrow morning, mainly coastal rainfall, and then developing inland during the day tomorrow. Rain chances at about 40%. They do start coming down, though, by Friday and on into the weekend. Now, out in the tropics, we've been talking about Dexter, our only named storm. It is right on the precipice of becoming a post-tropical system, so not really going to focus on that. We have Invest 96. Computer models are starting to run on it. At the moment, all models keep this out over the open Atlantic, kind of following in this path of where the Hurricane Center, at any point, it could develop into a named storm. And then the one that had been of interest is now being given a lower chance of development, and also indicating that it's going to form somewhere well off of the East Coast. So not really a concern there either. And not a concern, but something that the models have been sniffing out, is this little tropical wave that is over the Bahamas. Now, right now, the models do absolutely nothing with it. In fact, the comparison of the models between the GFS and Euro just kind of have a little open wave moving into the Gulf. But at this same time, we're going to have a ridge of high pressure building in, so I don't think it's going to do anything for our rain chances per se. But it is going to move into the Gulf and then eventually weaken. Right now, again, that's the only system moving toward the Gulf, and at the moment shows no signs of organization. 40% chance for Thursday. That does start to taper off a bit more by Friday, and a roughly 30 to 40% chance as we head into the weekend. An upper disturbance might help our rain chances a little bit more for Saturday. And then with a high building in, not much in the way of rain, and those high temperatures could be nearing the mid-90s.